Foxconn is making a huge move. They are investing $1.5 billion in India. This signals a big shift for the company. Foxconn is a key partner for Apple, assembling millions of iPhones. This investment is crucial for the tech world. It's not just about money, it's about strategy. Foxconn is diversifying its manufacturing, with India as a new hub. This could change where your next iPhone comes from. The company is planning for the future with a proactive approach. Global supply chains are being rethought. Companies like Apple and Foxconn are adapting to new realities. These include trade tensions and new opportunities. India presents a big opportunity for growth. In this piece, we will explore Foxconn's plans in India. We'll discuss why Apple is interested. We'll also examine President Trump's push for US manufacturing. Finally, we'll consider what this means for the future. It's a complex puzzle with many moving parts. Let's dive in. Foxconn is investing $1.5 billion. Most of it is for building new facilities. Think massive, state-of-the-art factories. These will be equipped for high-volume production. The investment is specifically targeted. A significant portion is going to a new plant in Karnataka. This plant is expected to be a major iPhone assembly site. Foxconn is going all in. This plant will be crucial for Apple's supply chain. Beyond assembly lines, some funds may support local R&D. Building a local ecosystem is important. This includes training a skilled workforce. Foxconn wants to ensure long-term success in India. It's about building capabilities. The scale of this operation is ambitious. Foxconn aims to ramp up its Indian production. This complements its existing facilities in China. It's a strategic diversification. The goal is to reduce reliance on a single country. This investment will reshape their global footprint. Foxconn's investment means new infrastructure. We're talking about large, modern factories. These facilities will incorporate advanced manufacturing technologies. Think robotics and automated systems. India is getting top-tier manufacturing sites. These new factories represent a significant economic boost for India. The construction phase creates jobs. Once operational, the plants will need thousands of workers. This is a big win for local employment in areas like Karnataka. Foxconn is known for employing large workforces. In India, this could mean tens of thousands of new jobs. This provides valuable employment opportunities. It also helps develop a skilled labor pool. This workforce will gain experience in high-tech manufacturing. Beyond direct jobs, there are indirect benefits. Local suppliers will see increased demand. Services around the new factories will grow. Foxconn's presence will attract other businesses. This is part of India's Make in India vision. Why is Apple so keen on India? It's not just about Foxconn. Apple is diversifying its supply chain. For years, China has been the main hub, but relying too much on one country is risky. Recent global events have highlighted this. India is a prime candidate. It offers a large, young workforce and competitive labor costs. The Indian government is supportive, offering incentives for foreign investment. This Make in India initiative is attractive to companies like Apple. Reducing geopolitical risk is a major factor. Tensions between the US and China have been a concern. By expanding in India, Apple can mitigate some of these risks. It provides a more stable manufacturing environment. Apple also sees India as a huge potential market. It has a rapidly growing middle class. Manufacturing locally can help Apple price its products more competitively. It can also help them build a stronger brand presence. This is a long-term play for both production and sales. The future of iPhone production is evolving. Trump's call make iPhones in America. During his presidency, Donald Trump was vocal about bringing manufacturing back to the US. He often emphasized the importance of revitalizing American industry. Apple was a frequent target of these calls, given its global influence and massive production scale. He urged Apple to build iPhones in America, believing it would create jobs and boost the economy. This was part of his broader Make America Great Again agenda, which aimed to prioritize American interests. Trump used tariffs as a key tool to achieve this goal. He imposed tariffs on goods imported from China, including iPhone components, to encourage domestic production. The idea was to make it more expensive to manufacture abroad, thereby incentivizing companies to move production back to the US. This was a direct challenge to Apple's existing model, which relied heavily on overseas manufacturing. The America First policy drove this push, emphasizing national over global interests. The focus was on protecting American industries and jobs. Trump argued that globalization had hurt American workers, leading to job losses and economic decline. Bringing high-profile manufacturing like iPhone production home was symbolic of a larger economic shift. Apple found itself in a tough spot, caught between political pressures and logistical realities. They had to navigate this political pressure while maintaining their global supply chain. They made some smaller investments in US manufacturing to show goodwill. For example, some Mac Pro components are made in the US, showcasing a partial shift. But shifting entire iPhone assembly lines was a bigger challenge due to the scale and complexity involved. The scale and complexity are immense, requiring significant changes in infrastructure and logistics. It was a constant point of discussion among executives. The conversation continues as the industry evolves. The cost conundrum, US production, tariffs, and iPhones. It's a complex issue with many layers. What if Apple moved iPhone production to the US? This question has been debated for years. The biggest hurdle is cost, which is a significant factor in the decision-making process. Labor costs in the US are significantly higher than in Asia, making production more expensive. Higher wages would translate to a more expensive iPhone, affecting consumer prices. This is a major concern for Apple as they strive to keep prices competitive. Tariffs also play a big role in production costs, adding another layer of complexity. When Trump imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, it affected Apple significantly. Many iPhone components come from China, making tariffs a critical issue. Even if final assembly moves to the US, parts might still be imported, complicating logistics. These tariffs could add to the final price of an iPhone, impacting sales. Or Apple might have to absorb the costs, hitting their profits and affecting their bottom line. Beyond labor costs, there are other challenges such as infrastructure and training. The US lacks the vast skilled workforce needed for electronics assembly at Apple's scale, which is a major hurdle. China has built this up over decades, creating a robust manufacturing ecosystem. Replicating that ecosystem quickly in the US would be difficult and time-consuming. Large-scale iPhone assembly in the US remains unlikely for now, given these challenges. The focus remains on efficiency and scale, which Asia currently offers. The economics are tough, but the debate continues. The global supply web, a chain reaction in tech manufacturing. Foxconn's move to India is part of a larger trend. The global tech supply chain is in a state of flux. For decades, China was the world's factory. This is now changing. Companies are diversifying their manufacturing locations. This shift has major implications. New manufacturing hubs are emerging. Countries like India, Vietnam, and Mexico are benefiting. They are attracting investment from major tech companies. This creates new jobs and economic growth in these regions. It also makes the global supply chain more resilient. Other tech companies are watching closely. Many are making similar moves. Samsung has significant operations in Vietnam and India. Google is reportedly moving some Pixel production out of China. The entire landscape of tech manufacturing is being redrawn. The future will likely see a more distributed model. It's about building a more robust and adaptable system. The Dragon and the Eagle US-China trade friction as a catalyst. The ongoing trade tensions between the US and China are a huge factor. These tensions have acted as a catalyst for supply chain diversification. When tariffs are imposed, it creates uncertainty. It also increases costs for companies. This makes relying heavily on China riskier. Businesses prefer stability and predictability. US-China relations have been strained for several years. There are concerns about technology transfer and national security. Companies like Apple are caught in the middle. Moving some production helps de-risk their operations. From China's perspective, this shift is concerning. They have benefited from being the world's manufacturing hub. However, China is moving up the value chain. They are focusing more on high-tech industries. The search for supply chain resilience is now paramount. Diversification helps protect against disruptions. It's about being prepared for any eventuality. Conclusion: navigating the future of iPhone production. Foxconn's investment in India is a clear sign of shifting priorities in the tech manufacturing world. Apple is serious about diversifying its manufacturing base to mitigate risks and seize new opportunities. India is set to become a more important player in iPhone production, with its growing infrastructure and skilled workforce. This shift is driven by a combination of economic factors, geopolitical risks, and emerging market opportunities. President Trump's push for U.S. manufacturing added pressure on companies to reconsider their global strategies. While large-scale iPhone assembly in the U.S. seems unlikely, the conversation about it continues to evolve. Tariffs and trade policies will keep influencing these decisions, shaping the future of tech manufacturing. Apple will continue to balance political pressures with economic realities, striving to maintain efficiency. For consumers, this could mean a more stable supply of iPhones, reducing wait times and shortages. The Made in India tag on iPhones will become more common, reflecting this significant shift. Ultimately, Apple, Foxconn, and other tech companies are adapting to these new realities. They are navigating a complex global landscape, making strategic decisions to stay competitive. The era of hyper-centralized manufacturing in China is evolving, giving way to a more distributed model. The future is likely a more distributed, resilient, and dynamic supply chain, capable of withstanding various challenges. The iPhone's journey from components to your pocket is becoming more global and interconnected. It is a fascinating story to watch unfold, as each phase brings new developments. These changes are shaping the tech industry for years to come, setting the stage for future innovations.